Hi, this is Greg talking about relationships. You know, a question that comes up a lot, especially among female viewers of this channel, is, am I being too talkative? Is he being too quiet? Is it normal for me to want to explore, you know, the granular details of a relationship? Is it normal for him to not want to do so? There are several answers that come to mind when you bring this up. The obvious one, of course, is that women tend to be a little bit more talkative and men tend to be a little quieter. I don't know if this is a cultural thing or not, but it is pretty common in our culture that the tendency to try to analyze and discuss things is more a female tendency. But separately from this, there's other things that come to mind. One of them is the fact that sometimes it's good to not talk. Sometimes it's good to not overanalyze things. One key principle that comes to mind is the fact that there are arguments, there are disagreements, there are fights that don't get better by talking it out. Some things, obviously, you know, if it's a difference of opinion, if it's a difference in approach to an issue, then coordination and discussion will, of course, lead to a better understanding and so on. But sometimes it's just pushing each other's triggers. Sometimes it's an irrational reaction. Sometimes you can't really vocalize what it is that really triggered an emotional reaction that you don't even understand yourself. Discussing this ad infinitum is not going to help. Just soothing it with hugs, with oxytocin-inducing things like makeup sex, like hugs, like just a quiet moment together. Sometimes it's much more fruitful. Just being back in that serenity, in that mutual, intimate serenity, is sometimes much more preferable than at-length discussions about what went on there, what happened there, what's going on in your mind. Sometimes a person does not want to delve into their mind after their mind has triggered something hurtful for them, and they would much rather just be. So that's one principle that I wanted to bring up. The fact that sometimes there are certain things which are not resolved by further discussion. Another point that I wanted to make is that, let's suppose we compare the relationship to a bicycle. Sometimes you do have to pedal. You're going up a hill, and sometimes you just want to cruise. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the fact that you want to reap your efforts, reap the fruit of your efforts. You want to enjoy what you accomplished. So in a relationship, it's kind of similar in the fact that there are moments of struggle. There are moments when you have to coordinate, you have to discuss things a lot. You have to you have to roll up your sleeves and you have to do an effort in order to bring the relationship into a balance and establish boundaries, establish rules, establish policies. Kind of get into a zone where okay, now we can be comfortably together. But once you've established these once you've done your homework, it's nice to just be able to relax. It's nice to be able to just be in the moment and reap the fruits of all that hard work. So just like in a bicycle, you've pedaled and pedaled and pedaled, and now you just want to cruise for a while and enjoy the open air and enjoy the beautiful day. Similarly, in a relationship, you might just want to do the same, and it's understandable that your partner might, if you guys are out having a wonderful day at the beach, or if you're just relaxing and watching a sunset, that your partner might not prefer to choose that moment to do relationship homework, and that they would instead prefer to just reap the benefits of having achieved the intimacy and the serenity that you guys have achieved. So that's the second point. The third point is just the whole concept that Eckhart Tolle brings up in most of his books, the concept of being in the now, the Zen principle of enjoying the moment, the present. You can constantly get lost in the what-ifs of the future. You can constantly get lost in the if only I should have, if only I would have of the past. But what about the present? When do you actually live in the present? When do you actually get to enjoy the present? Now, obviously. So sometimes it's just good to be in the now. to not project into the future, to not extend into the past, and just take what the moment has to offer in its simplicity and its beauty, and just be. And that is a very, very valuable thing to achieve. So that's another reason why sometimes talking it out is not a good idea. Just enjoy the moment. Some people, when you're watching a movie with them, they will actually refer to the movie that they're watching, and they will quote moments from the movie, or they will discuss the movie as it is happening. And it always makes me laugh, because I'm thinking, you're experiencing it right now. Experience it. You can talk about it later. Similarly, at a concert, you can see some people who pull out their digital cameras or pull out their iPods, and they're watching the live concert through the iPod, through their digital filters. They're basically watching the live concert on YouTube is what they're doing. And that's silly. Enjoy the live thing that's happening in front of you, without the additives, without the noise, and enjoy it for its purity. So that's another important reason why the silences sometimes are important. Now, there are times when it's important to talk things out, and you can't postpone the discussions forever, and you can't avoid the important coordination points that need to come up in a relationship. So avoidance is not what I'm encouraging here. But sometimes it's just so nice to just sit together and watch the sunset and marvel at the beauty of it all, and celebrate what you have right now. This is Greg talking about relationships, and I'll see you next time.